Good evening and welcome to the September 22nd, 2015 meeting of the Gaston County Board of Commissioners. My name is Tracy Philbeck. I serve as chairman of the board as well as commissioner for the Dallas Township. I'd like to welcome our viewers and thank Time Warner Cable and AT&T for making this possible. For our television audience, I introduce you to our Gaston County Commissioners, beginning on my right.
Alan Fraley, Cherryville Township.
Good evening, Chad Brown, Riverbend Township.
Good evening, Mickey Price, South Point Township.
Good evening, Jason Williams, Gastonia Township.
Good evening, Joe Carpenter, Crowders Mountain Township.
Hello, Tom Kigger, Gastonia Township.
Our first item is a public hearing. The County Commission will take citizen comment on naming a private drive, Deborah Drive. Tracy.
Salute invocation.
Excuse me, I apologize. Commissioner Kieger will deliver the invocation. Commissioner Williams will give the pledge. Commissioner Kieger.
Well, join me in the Lord's Prayer, please. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So much for all the editorializing.
Sorry about that. Before we go into public hearing, let me outline the rules of the public hearing. Citizens wishing to make comment will be recognized by the chair. Hold on 1 second. Joe, can you read that?
Before we go into public hearing, let me outline the rules of procedure for the hearing. Citizens wishing to make comments will be recognized by the chair and then requested to step to the microphone for their comments. Citizens will state their name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Questions shall be directed to the chair for response. The chair shall rule on all points of order during the hearing. Do I hear a motion to go into public? Second. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? We are now in public hearing.
The first item is a road name change. The commission will take comment on naming of a private drive. I'll ask Mr. David Williams of Planning to make comments. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. The proposed road name is Deborah Drive, which is intersects with Old Falston Road, from a 100% property owner petition from Richard Joseph D'Alessandro, which is located in the Cherryville Township off Old Falston Road. For background, the property owner presented to staff for a new address for the proposed new construction of 3 homes to be located on his approximate 8-acre parcel. In an effort to eliminate the need to change any addresses in the future, and in addition to the proposed homes not being visible from the main roadway, it was recommended that he name the private drive in accordance with the county road naming and addressing ordinance in an effort to reduce delays for calls for emergency services. Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, referred to the Elmo. The parcel in question, as I point to it, is bounded in blue. This is Old Falston Road, and the private drive would actually go into the 8-acre tract, would be a private drive, and would be recommended to be named Deborah Drive. The planning board reviewed this petition at its regular scheduled meeting on August 25th, 2015, and unanimously recommended approval to the Board of Commission for consideration. This request was reviewed by the Technical Review Committee, or TRC, with no comments or concerns returned. All mailings and notifications were posted and or sent out in accordance with county policy. No calls for inquiry or comments have been received to date. Staff supports this recommendation for naming of the private drive to Deborah Drive. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any citizens wishing to make comment? Any commissioners wishing to make comment? This time, Commissioner Fraley, I'll get a motion.
Motion.
Planning and zoning to approve naming of a private drive as Deborah Drive.
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Fraley, seconded by Commissioner Brown. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. This concludes the public hearing for tonight. The board would like to thank each of you for your input. At this time, do I hear a motion to close the public hearing? Motion made by Commissioner Price, seconded by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor? We are now out of public hearing.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you, Mr. Williams.
Okay, thank you.
Our next item is to approve the agenda or any revisions. Any commissioners wishing to make revisions? Hearing none. Motion made by Commissioner Price, seconded by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? The motion is approved. Thank you. Our next item is citizen recognition. We have Miss Linda Mooney.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Carpenter, seconded by, Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Keeger. All in favor? Motion carries. You're welcome.
Great. Good evening, Chairman Philbick, Vice Chairman Carpenter, commissioners, and county staff. My name is Linda Mooney with the volunteer organization Life Chain of Gaston County. Life Chain is a national program which started in the United States in 1987, and it's taken place in Gaston County since 1994. It's a peaceful, prayerful, silent witness to the sanctity of human life in the womb. Life Chain is a very simple program. For 1 hour on the first Sunday in October, which is Sunday, October 4th this year, participants will line the sidewalks of Garrison Boulevard in Gastonia and Main Street in Belmont, praying Monument to Life. And we won't be alone. At least 50 life chains will be held in the cities and towns of North Carolina, and over 15. We will hold signs and pray for our country and the unborn. The aim is to form a living, praying monument to life. And we won't be alone. At least 50 life chains will be held in the cities and towns of North Carolina, and over 1,500 of them will be held in cities and towns across the United States and Canada. Participating in Life Chain is so important because it's critical that we stand up for the most vulnerable persons among us. And no group today is more terrorized than the unborn. The womb, which is meant to be the safest place in the world, has become a battleground. We've known from Science and Reason and now from Planned Parenthood expose videos that those unborn babies are living human beings. They are not blobs of tissue. They all have infinite value from the moment of conception, but they have no voice but you and I. You and the citizens of Gaston County should participate in Life Chain for three main reasons. One, so that we can be united in praying for our citizens and country to respect human life in the womb. Two, because it will help observers to pause, even if just for a moment, to reflect on the horrible reality of abortion. And three, as citizens of the United States, as Christian citizens of the United States, we have the right and the responsibility to bring our Christian values into our society and into our laws. We know from experience that Life Chain will have an impact beyond that hour and that day. By the grace of God and through the power of prayer, lives have been changed and babies' lives have been saved. Participating in Life Chain is easy. It's only 1 hour. Everyone is welcome and all are invited. We provide the signs. People just need to come out to the sidewalks of East Garrison Boulevard between New Hope and Union Roads in Gastonia, and Main Street at Central Avenue in Belmont on Sunday, October 4th at 1:30 p.m. to pick up a sign. Then we'll take our place on the sidewalk and we'll pray and witness together from 2 to 3 p.m. More information is available in those folders that were distributed, and also people at home can look for us on Facebook at Life Chain of Gaston County. Included in the package is a copy of a 1995 Gaston Gazette newspaper article that reports that thousands of people came out for Life Chain in Gastonia that year. Also included is a summary of the 10 Planned Parenthood expose videos that have been published to date, and the website where you can go to view those. I hope you'll review that material and go see those videos for yourself. I think as public servants, you should be well informed. At this time, though, I'd like to add that our purpose is not to condemn anyone who's participated in abortion. That is between them and God. They need only seek repentance in whatever manner their faith tradition teaches them, and we know this, do we not? God is an ocean of mercy. There is no sin too great for him to forgive. And not only does he offer forgiveness, but mercy and healing and restoration. I'd also like to recommend, I'm sure you all are familiar with them, Crisis Pregnancy Centers of Gaston County. Through 4 locations around the county, they offer services to couples that are in crisis pregnancies. As I conclude, I just want to say that Life Chain is only 1 hour, and that it's so important that we come out and pray for and witness to the sanctity of human life in the womb right here in our own community. So everyone, please come out on Sunday, October the 4th. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next item is the consent agenda. This time I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion
Second.
made by Commissioner Price, seconded by Commissioner Kieger. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Our next item is the non-consent agenda. Commissioner Brown, BOC legislative request to request the governor to support legislation to increase security features for the Food and Nutrition Services electronic benefit transfer. Mr. Brown, I assume you will make that motion. Do you have any comments?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is just piggybacking off the one we did a few years prior to send up for the short session of the legislation.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Price. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Our next item is appointments. We will begin with Commissioner Fraley.
I don't think I have any tonight, Mr. Chairman. Good to go.
Commissioner Brown.
No, at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Price.
Thank you. Attended the DHHS Board of Directors meeting.
This is appointments.
2 things I'd like to bring to the board's attention is in social services, we already have a...
Commissioner Price. These are appointments.
I have no appointments, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Price. Commissioner
I
Williams.
would like to ask, Chief Bowie was on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, and I just wondered if we can ask Chief Ramey if he wants to continue that, and that's a chief's spot there. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Williams?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Carpenter?
I have no appointments this time.
Commissioner Kieger?
To the Adult Care Home Community Advisory Committee, I'd like to appoint Wade Lephart.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor?
And a quick question to staff.
Motion carries.
Is the Industrial Facility and Pollution Control Finance Authority, does it meet regularly?
It meets on an on-call basis as needed when an industry is interested in considering doing an inducement for a loan, then we'll call a meeting. So lately, with the financials system the way it is, most new businesses are doing their own financing through banks. We haven't done one now in a couple of years, so we don't know if that'll swing back in the other direction soon or not. But those we don't bother those volunteers until we have something to bring them together for.
Okay. Do you know how many are on that?
I believe it's 7th. One appointment for each township.
Okay, thank you.
Or each commissioner.
Okay. I have a couple appointments or reappointments. David Young to the Animal Control Task Force Advisory Board, and a reappointment, this is a full board vacancy, of Mr. Robert Biggerstaff to the Lake Wiley Marine Commission. I'll make both of those motions.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor?
Mr. Chairman,
Motion carries.
do we need to look at changing the name of that committee from animal control to animal care?
Animal care? Yes.
I don't.
If you could change that next appointment. Yep. I think it's officially changed. It's just not on our document. Thank you, Commissioner Price. Okay, now at this time, Commissioner reports. Commissioner Fraley.
I don't really have a report, Mr. Chairman, but I do want to say I attended the 9/11 ceremony in Cherryville, and it was a lot of people turned out, and I was happy to see that. And we were well represented with the Chief Bowie and the sheriff were there, and they both made really good talks, and it just made me proud to be there, and just want everybody to never forget. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Brown.
I hear Mr. Price has some things he wants to say, so none at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Price.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As mentioned earlier, attended the DHS meeting. We're social services side, we're at a 7% vacancy rate, which saving already early in the year $76,000 in lapsed salary. And on the health department side, we got a 21% vacancy rate for savings of $110,000 on lapsed salary. Also attended the Gaston Family Health Service meeting. This meeting was held at our facility site in Statesville, newly remodeled facility there. And it was well attended by all, and really a nice facility that's been remodeled, and the staffing has been complete, and we are up and running at that facility. Also starting a new facility in Catawba County this month. It is actually was started last week, so we haven't had a report on attendance on that one yet. If you remember back sometime, we, Gaston Family Health Service, went in partnership with the hospital and Lutheran Services for a senior total living care, which is over in the old Circuit City site where Heavenly Ham is. We now have 118 patients enrolled in that facility. Do have a waiting list. The government will not let us do but 6 per month, 6 new members per month. And we're also, the board has approved the expansion of that facility now to include a Alzheimer's unit approximately 4,000 square feet that was unfinished, but that will start construction on that part of it probably in the next couple of months. Also, like to remind everybody that Mission of Mercy Dental Clinic is this weekend, Friday and Saturday. For those of you listening at home that cannot afford dental care, this is a Mission of Mercy as stated. You can show up at Bethlehem Church on Friday and Saturday and receive dental care, and they are doing dentures and partials this year. May have to wait a little while. We're anticipating a pretty big crowd, but also want to bring the board's attention, North Carolina state legislature have passed a budget, but they agreed to take out Medicaid reform, but they are doing separate legislation on that. And it has been noted that if they are to approve Medicaid reform, it will not take a place or go into effect until 2019. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Price. Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to share that we wrapped up our work on the Caramont Investment Task Force last night. We had some very good meetings, did a lot of research, a lot of homework, and had some good, robust conversations. And we came up with some, what I think are some good recommendations. We developed a consensus among our committee. I appreciate most of this board participating in that. And we plan on, at the next work session, coming back with those recommendations and addressing any questions or concerns. But we did wrap up our work last night and look forward to presenting that to the full board in October. Thank you.
Commissioner Carpenter.
I have no report at this time.
Commissioner Kieger.
Attended the Parks and Rec Board yesterday, and it was, well, one item, we approved the selling for the cost of an ad and $1, I believe, of the paddle boats, and then also we did the group that wanted to go in the old Crompton Knolls property over near across from Poston Park. They're looking at changing their mind in the direction they want to go, so that's sort of at a standstill right now. They may be looking more at residential, so there'll be more coming on that. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Kieger. I just have one. I had the honor to attend the installation of Susan Lockridge, who was sworn in last week as the president of the North Carolina Register of Deeds Association. It's a big deal. Justice Newby was there. He swore her in. And I would like, maybe at our work session, if we could just take a moment to invite her and just congratulate her as a board. I think that would be a very good thing. One of the things that Justice Newby talked about, which you, unless you're really involved in the Register of Deeds, you don't really think about, was that when you talk about life, liberty, and happiness, the founders originally looked at that as property and how important the Register of Deeds is in protecting that right, because if that gets messed up or it's not recorded correctly, it can do a lot of harm. And that since he's been a Supreme Court justice, that they've had no challenges to any of our registers of deeds in North Carolina as far as recording, which is a huge deal. And I just wanted to report about that. If you see her, congratulate her, and I'd like to do that at our next work session. Our next item is County Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things I'll touch on this evening. The first thing is very good news. Gaston County is ranked sixth in terms of percentage of growth in North Carolina for the period of July 14 to July 15. So that's a positive indicator, which hopefully will help to lift all boats in the future.
I wonder if the Gazette will report that, but go ahead.
I'll stay away from that. Any comments about that, Mr. Chairman? Another piece of good news is that we received a $667,000 grant for, well, it's really to improve local well water, but it came to DHHS, and that's a fairly significant sort of thing. I have been participating in the Career and Technical Education Committee, have had a couple of interesting site visits, and really excited about the prospects of what that might germinate in the future in Gaston County. So that's an interesting process. And then finally, we continue to explore a variety of cost savings measures, and a lot of what we're doing is associated with identifying the quartile 3 and 4 programs under priority-based budgeting, and also just in the very beginning stages of introducing some lean management techniques that have been very successfully adopted by the private sector and more recently have been introduced in local government. We think that those hold promise as well for improving some of our process efficiencies. So that's my report for this evening. Thank you.
Our next item is the county attorney's report.
Mr. Chairman, I just need to request a short closed session to discuss some workers' comp cases that we have pending.
Do I hear a motion to enter closed session to
Second.
consult with the attorney pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-311(3), consider and provide instructions for the following North Carolina Industrial Commission claims for Scotty Chastain, Mary Ann Lynch, and Roy Weaver. Motion made by Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Fraley. Any discussion? All in favor? We are now in closed session. This time I'll entertain a motion to re-enter open session. Motion made by Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Carpenter. All in favor? We are now in open session. There was no action to be taken as a result of the closed session. This concludes our meeting for tonight. Our next work session is October the 13th. Our next regular meeting is October the 27th at 6 p.m. at the Harley B. Gaston Jr. Public Forum Courthouse. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or comments, please telephone our clerk, Donna Buff, at 704-866-3196 and share them. This time I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion made by Commissioner Brown, seconded by Commissioner Price. Any discussion? All in favor? We are now adjourned.